We're good, Harry?
Yeah.
Afternoon, guys. Hope you're well. Just a reminder that there is
Recording in progress.
Thank you. There is a language option at the bottom. Please select the language you were asking. Unfortunately, there isn't a Dutch option, so we've had to go for French. So obviously, if you want to ask in Dutch, please select the French option. It will mean you get the right translation. We can start with Ben Ransom at Sky, please.
Lovely, thanks, Alex. Hi, Kevin. I just wonder, the Ballon d'Or shortlist has created a fair bit of discussion this week. Of course, you are on it, but I just wondered, who do you think the best player in the world is at the moment?
I think if I have to choose myself personally, I'm gonna look at a 2-year period because obviously we didn't have anyone, and I would choose for Lewandowski for what he has done in the last 2 years, goal scoring wise. But obviously they won a lot with Bayern, so I think he would be my pick.
One of the topics that's been a big talking point around the club specifically over the last week has been squad rotation, which I guess it always is. You are more immune than most, I would say, in that you tend to play when you're fit. But can you understand the frustration of someone like Brugge when he's not starting as many games as he'd like to at this stage of his career?
Well, obviously rotations is important because obviously playing for competition and mostly going far in that it's a tough ask sometimes. But I understand the frustration because obviously I'm a player, and you have some players who need more rhythm to get into it, and maybe Raz is somebody who needs that more. I'm personally a player who needs that also. So sometimes it's tough to play one game not, one game yeah. But obviously it's the manager that has to make choices, and it's very hard. We have a group of players, 22, 23 internationals who are unbelievable. So basically whoever you pick, you will be right a lot of the time. So whenever the team plays good, there's not a lot of things you can say as a player, but it can be frustrated. But I think we also try to help each other, so that's the only thing we can do as players to each other.
Simon Stone, BBC, please.
Hi, Kevin. How do you assess the state of Belgian football at the moment? It seems to go through a little bit of the doldrums, but it's coming back, and maybe Club Brugge have confounded people who thought they might not do very well in this group.
Well, I think Belgium has always been a competition who goes through talent, young players. I think I've came through that system. I've played with a team who brought a lot of young boys. I think Brugge are doing the same. Every time Belgium teams had success is through their young players and selling them and getting good players in return. Obviously, the competition money-wise is not that big, but I think it's important for Belgium teams, in my view, to do well in Europe, because that's where they get a chance to show themselves, and whenever they can sell players to other countries, they make money to put it back into the system. So I'm always rooting for Belgium teams to do well in Europe.
How is it you're at the very top of your game, but it does seem as though a lot of Belgian players play all over Europe. How much better would it be if the Belgian clubs in the Belgian league could keep some of the players for a lot longer?
Well, it's hard, obviously. Well, if you play very well at a certain time in Belgium and you can go to a better league, earn more money, it's a simple question. Everybody would do it, and that's all due respect to Belgium, and they know that. That's why I think they invest in young players, and that's the way to get better. So it's a simple answer to that for me.
Stu Brennan, MEM.
Hello, Kevin. Obviously, looking back at the Champions League final, it was bad for the whole club. What happened that night, but for you personally, it must hold some really dark memories. I'm just wondering how you reflect on that night now, and how difficult it has been sort of with that, and then what happened in the Euros, getting yourself back on track again this season.
Well, I don't remember a lot after the incident, so there's not a lot of memories. So is that talk? Maybe. It is what it is, you know. I think we always try to maintain a high level at this club, and we always want to compete for titles. I think that's what we done last year. We did really well, winning 2 semis and a final. I think in these types of games you can lose. The other teams are very, very good, and that particular night we lost the game. So you move on. Obviously, coming back into the Euros, I was happy that I could come back so soon and did well. But then obviously the ankle injury happened, and it is what it is. There's nothing I could do. I get tackled and my ligament snapped. So there's nothing else. So I just had to try to get back in the best way as possible, and it took some time, and it was a little bit painful, but I feel very well, much better now, so I'm very happy about that.
Ian Abrahams, TalkSport.
Hi Kevin, how are you?
I'm good, thank you.
It's sort of 2 questions in one really. First of all, how special is it for you to face Bruges, go and play in Belgium tomorrow? And secondly, we always talk about Manchester City now, the Champions League is the holy grail for the manager. Is it the same for the players? You've won everything there is to win in England. For this group of players and their legacy, you have to win the Champions League together.
Well, I'm excited to go back home. Obviously, it's been the first time to play at home except the national team since I've left, and that's about 10 years ago or something, so that's a long time. But obviously, I think people will always set the standard higher and higher, and I think because of what we've done in England for the last 5-6 years, people expect us to win the Champions League, and that's what we want to do. Doesn't say that we're gonna win it, but we always try to compete for it, and I think in the last 6 years we've been one time in the round of 16, and the other 5 times I think we did quarterfinal or better. So we're always competing for it, but we've not managed to win it, but we're trying. So I think that's the only thing we can do, and hopefully in my period here we'll get one. But does it define your legacy for players out for people outside? Maybe yes. I think it depends. You look at the situation, and I'm very happy with what we've done as a club for the last 6 years. So I'm very happy with that.
Paul Hurst, The Times.
Hi Kevin, sorry to bring you back to the Champions League final again, but can you actually remember much of what happened that night? Was it because it obviously was quite a strong kind of blow to your head?
I remember some chances. Well, there were not a lot, but I remember some chances in the first half and the goal. But after the collision, I don't remember a lot. I don't remember how I got into the hospital the night itself. I remember going back in the morning to the team hotel and like 10 a.m. in the morning still had my City kit on. That's what I remember. So for the rest, it is what it is. You know, it's sport. It happens. You know, it's not the best thing that ever happens, obviously, but you know, you go on with it. It is what it is.
Jack Gorn at the Mayo.
Hi Kevin, you were talking about the morning after in the hotel. I think it was on the club's documentary that you'd met with the chairman that morning. Are you able to give us a little bit of insight on what was said between the two of you?
Well, he didn't say a lot. I think he spoke to the team maybe in the evening or in the morning. I have no idea. He just said that he was happy with what I've contributed to the team and how I played the year, and just like some positive words like we will be back. You know, that we will be fighting again to try and win this trophy. You know, obviously there was not a lot of people in a good mood, but I felt really strange at the time with everything that happened, and it was nice to hear that from the chairman, because obviously it was a big blow for everybody, but it was a positive but short conversation.
I just ask you about yourself as well. You talked about getting rhythm back. Do you feel like you've got your rhythm back now, or have you still got a little bit to go? I feel
much better. I think obviously there's still a little bit that can go up, but I think after the 3 months that I had with the ankle, but even since last year, I think the last 2-3 months I didn't really train a lot. So I would say in the last 6 months it's been up and down, playing, not really training. So to come back I was in quite some pain with my ankle, so it was good that we took the time off after the Tottenham game. But I feel much better, and I feel myself getting stronger, and I know that the coaches are saying the same, so it's going well now.
Last question in English with Jim Conlon, please.
Hi Kevin. Kevin, how wary are you of the threat of Noah Lang tomorrow for Cercle Bruges? He's been linked with an awful lot of top clubs like Liverpool, Arsenal, a recent Dutch international as well. He's been linked for big things. Is he going to be the main threat to you tomorrow night?
Well, I don't really know a lot about him personally. I think Bruges are going to be very strong as a team. You know, I know some other players who are really strong, and they play for the national team for years. So I know that the team won't take them lightly. But whoever plays against him will make sure that he's ready. And yeah, it's gonna be okay. Hopefully.
I'll take any questions in Dutch. We'll start with Emily van den Langenberg.
Vragen in het Nederlands?
Ons VRT Sportzaak, Kevin, goedemiddag.
Goedemiddag.
Kevin, kan je nog eens in Nederlands zeggen van hoe speciaal het is om op Club Brugge te komen spelen morgen?
Het is leuk. Het is lang geleden dat ik... het is eigenlijk de eerste keer sinds dat ik eigenlijk vertrokken ben van Genk om in België te mogen spelen. En ja, natuurlijk, als ik met België speel, zijn de supporters altijd voor ons. Maar ik heb eigenlijk geen idee hoe dat de mensen gaan reageren. Maar ja, ik moet daar komen om mijn job te doen. En ja, dat is het eigenlijk.
Ik heb nog een tweede vraagje. Ben je eigenlijk verrast door de 4 punten die Club Brugge al heeft? En hoe staan jullie er tegenover? Wat denken jullie over Club Brugge?
Maar we wisten al dat Brugge sterk was, dat die goed als ploeg spelen, dat die veel kwaliteit hebben. Brugge heeft de laatste jaren ook getoond dat ze meermaals kampioen zijn geworden. Dus ze weten wat ze moeten doen om te winnen. Ik denk een paar jaar geleden hebben ze in die groep met PSG en Madrid ook getoond dat ze veel kwaliteit hebben. En ik denk dat we nu ook al gewoon zijn met City, waar je ook speelde in in de Champions League. Kwaliteit is er altijd. Je komt niet in de Champions League door geluk. Je hebt sowieso kwaliteit in de ploeg.
Go to Janko Beekman, please.
Goedemiddag. Jan Breijl is voor u een stadionname met speciale hinderingen. Je hebt uw eerste rode kaart uitgekregen, maar ook uw eerste hat-trick maakt. Een heel indrukwekkende match. Waar wees dat en die wedstrijden?
Die rode kaart, dat was geen rode kaart. Laten we eerlijk zijn. Die tweede gele was dramatisch. Ja, die tweede match met die hat-trick, dat was een match op en neer. Ik denk, we komen voor, we komen achter en uiteindelijk winnen we die match. Dus 5-4 als ik me herinner. Dus dat was waarschijnlijk een heel emotionele match voor iedereen. En ik denk dat iedereen moe was. Maar ja, natuurlijk was dat leuk om een hat-trick daar te scoren en die match te winnen. Dat was belangrijk.
Okay, we'll leave it there. Thank you, guys.
Recording stopped.
All good?
Good.
Thank you, Kevin.
Thank you.
See you guys.
See you later.
If you could use, please, the raise hand function on the Zoom. It's all in today, so no embargoes.
When you answer, can you look into the lens for me? Can you answer the questions?
Oh.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Very well.
Right, we'll start with Ben Ransom.
There we go. Good afternoon, Pep.
Hi.
Hope you're well. It's been a little while. Just wanted to ask you, I think I'm right in saying that Edison and Gabriel Jesus are in Belgium ahead of the game. Can they link up with the squad straight away when you arrive? And are there any protocols that you have to go through to reintegrate them ahead of the game tomorrow night?
No, we see the protocols, so they could not land here, but they could land. It will be already 10 days, so we will join them tonight in the hotel, and tomorrow, they will do in the preparation and maybe play, maybe not, and the day after we'll come back to Manchester to come back in the normal routine, daily life.
Other two, is it more likely Edison comes straight back into the side given that Gabriel's not able to train with you today?
No. Listen, with Gabriel and Neddy, we are together 4 or 5 years, so they don't need special things to be ready. We will talk to them how they feel. I'm pretty sure they will feel good because they recover really well, both of them, and they train 1 or 2 days there with our physios, our physical trainers, and Richard, the keeper trainer, and we'll see tonight how they feel.
Thank you, Ben. Ian Abrahams.
Hi, how are you?
Hi, good.
Bruges have scored at home, I think, in every game they've played since March, so they clearly like attacking teams that come to their home ground. How do you prepare your team, if at all, differently for a team that are going to actually have a go at you, rather than sometimes in England where it can be seen that teams perhaps are quite happy that you have the ball and be quite passive towards you?
But the top side, what we have seen is physicality. They know exactly what they have to do. They are an incredible aggressive team and with a lot of quality up front. If since March just score goals, because it's one reason why they are good. But we go there. We have 4 games left, 12 points to fight to qualify for last 16, and tomorrow we're going to try to win next 3. This is the target. So we will see as the game, have a plan. The mentality will be the same. We're going to adjust them. Hopefully our way we play, we can let them adjust as much as possible and control the game and get a good result.
Thank you, Ian. Simon Stone.
Hey, Pep, I'm sorry if you've been asked this question on a few occasions. Could you just tell me what your view is of the vaccination issue with players at the moment?
It's private. I don't know exactly. The club knows it. The players knows it individually. So I have my own opinion. So I trust in the scientists and the doctors. And when they say it's the best way to protect yourself and the rest of the people. We should do it. And of course, myself and all my family has done it. So, but everyone is everyone. So the rest is a doctor's situations, and going to talk with talking with the players individually, and after they have to decide. But if the doctors say all around the world is the best way to eradicate as quick as possible this pandemic situation they have and be safe and don't get ill, because we have seen the last days here in England how many deaths still are for this reason, and how many people get the virus and suffering. So that's why we have to continue to move forward and stay safe and be careful and use the mask, and as much as possible the people get the vaccine will be better for the society and of course for themselves.
Paul Hurst.
Hi, Pep. I was just wondering if I could ask you a question about Cole Palmer. He played for you on Saturday, came off the bench, and then went to play for the under-23s. What does that say to you about his kind of personality, and what kind of future do you think he will have?
Step by step, but he's already 2 seasons to train with us. He's completely involved in the dynamic of the group, the way we want to play. And he extended the contract for the club for the next years because we believe a lot in him. And we know his attributes, and I know what he can do. And I know it's not easy to play for the amount of players that we have, but we have a amount of games. And sooner or later it's get in, because I have all the potential to play. But for the young lads, is training with us, play the minutes that we deserve to play, then go to the second team and do what he has done. So when there, score 3 goals, help the team to win, improve his developments with the ball, without the ball, and try to help and understand the game. And every game is different. One can play in a 5 position up front, can play the wingers, can play as attacking midfielder, even a striker. There's a guy who has a sense of goal. So when he's clinical there. He's a guy who has a big talent for that, and yeah, happy to have him, and is growing. The guy is growing since the 2 seasons with us. Every training session is growing as a football player.
Simon Bashkowski.
Hi, Pep. Rugby lost his place in the team towards the back of last season for the sort of Champions League knockout games. Has he shown to you this season that he's kind of learned from that, and especially against Chelsea, Liverpool, but even on Saturday, he's kind of one of the players in real good form at the moment?
Listen, the seasons are so long, so it's 11 months. I'm saying there are high and lows. The important is to be, as a holding midfielder, to be so stable. Always 7-8. It's not nice to have a big performance like number 10 and after have a 2 or 3. Maybe for a wingers, for a strikers can do it, but as a holding midfielder, it's not good. And I think now he's so stable. He's learning, because always pay attention, but he's realizing what we are looking for. Because sometimes you need time to understand what you're looking for. And we are more than satisfied. So we knew it when we worked to him in Atletico Madrid, and is growing, and hopefully he can become a better player. It depends on him, and he's opened his mind and he can understand what he has to do, because still he has margin to be a better player, and hopefully we can help him.
Thank you, Simon. Rob Dawson.
Hi there. You signed Jack Grealish from Aston Villa, where at Villa he would play in the Premier League at the weekend. He'd have a whole week to rest and prepare, and then another game at the weekend. He's come here for the first season where he's had to play Premier League, Champions League, Premier League again. How tough is that for a player to adapt to, and how do you feel that Jack has done in the early stages of this season?
Well, we spoke about that, and about what he has to live when he's not here, in the terms of eating and resting and sleeping, and living 24 hours just for his profession. But what he has done so far is excellent. So except that this game against Burnley last game, he played every game in a good level, and I'm pretty sure he will improve. Because also for us, for a manager, you have to be where is the better position for him to give us. But the games he played really well. So I'm pretty sure if it's his focus and what you have to do in the game on and off the pitch, he's able to do it, because he's strong, his weight is perfect, his body fat is perfect, and I think his mentality is in the right position. So hopefully we can help him, but it's true. It's the first time you play every 3 days, and it's different when you play every 3 days just in case sometimes, but when you play 11 months every 3 days, 3-4 days, that is simply different. It's a good challenge for him.
Jamie Jackson.
Hi, Pep. Just on Jack, what was it about him? Why did you want to bring him to Manchester City? What does he give you that maybe enhances your team, makes your team a little bit better?
The quality in the final third. Like they're able to attract many opponents. They have the vision to find his mates, the mentality to score the goals, to win games, but especially in the final third, the quality that he has.
But don't you have many players like this anyway?
We have many players, yeah. We have players, but we add another one because we have a lot of games, a lot of competitions, and he's a perfect age, 25, 26 years old, and the clubs, the teams, when you are on top of the competitions many years, like was our case, the squad must be removed a little bit, otherwise it's more difficult. So everyone has to feel the pressure for the new ones, and the new ones have to know exactly where they come, what the team has done in the recent past, and this is a process we have to do it. All the big clubs always, they move to add players, and we want is that quality, especially about the running and defensively and everything. It depends on how can introduce it, depend on them, but the quality come from the from themselves, and this is what we want from Jack and for all the players we sign.
Jack Gordon.
How close do you think Kevin is to getting to his best after his injuries? And do you still need to kind of manage his workload a little bit as he's coming back?
He's getting better, but still we know the best Kevin, but had a tough injuries, one in the muscular in the past, but especially in the ankle, and of course the injury in the face with the final of the Champions League, and So, but it's getting better. Every game is better than that is before. A part of the goals, a part of the assets, like I'm not involved, is the dynamic, the rhythm, the pace that only is being given when you play a little bit regularly. And he's a guy, Kevin, he needs to be fit to have the best. There are other guys that they need in other situations. He needs to be fit. His potential is the movement, is how attack the space, how he move, how he continue to do it. And that's why we are is getting better, and that is a good sign for us.
Thanks, Jack. Ludo van der Waal. Ludo, I'm trying to unmute you. You're muted.
Yeah. Mr. Guardiola?
Yeah.
You hear me?
Yeah, perfectly.
Yeah. I'm sure you know the weak and the strong points of Brugge, but I wonder what attracts you in this team. What do you like very much about Brugge? The way they play, players perhaps?
Yeah, always the players. Now is the main important team in Belgium. In Belgium, the last decade, 15 years, create this incredible amount of top talent players. You see in the national team how good they are. The physicality they have, the courage to play all of them, the talent they have, Buchanan with Lang, and the physicality, the holding midfielders, the aggressive, the central defender. So they play direct, and after they have the quality in the final third, huge amount of talent to create chances, to score goals. We knew it before. Just the draw, I said, wow, the tough opponent we're going to face, and show it, winning in Leipzig, that is not easy. Draw, take a good result against PSG. So, yeah, the tough opponent. This next 2 games will be so important for us. For them as well, of course.
Okay, thank you, everyone.
Thank you. No.
Thank you.